Hello, Nationals families. My name is Steve Corder. I'm the director of your college program here within the Nationals organization. When choosing to partner with Maya Prep, one of the most enticing and exciting things that we saw was an opportunity for our student athletes to achieve greatness in the classroom. We understand that athletically we can do all we can as coaches and as a club to put them in a situation where they can succeed and achieve their athletic goals, but we've now found an organization that comes along and does the same thing from an academic standpoint.
You know, we invest a lot in our kids, starting all the way down in elementary school. We obviously put our kids in a very competitive soccer program. We pay for speed agility training, we pay for technical training, we put in 2-3 days a week with our teams. To me, it was just, why wouldn't I invest academically to give my kid an advantage and to make them the most comfortable with their academics?
So this program helped me prepare because taking the practice tests and knowing the time and the questions, you really could tell that I knew what I was doing. Going into school, taking the PSAT, everyone's freaking out, how many questions, how many minutes, and I already knew exactly what I was going into, and I knew what I was to expect.
All the admissions counselors are looking at numbers. Unfortunately, they don't get to look at your kid necessarily and talk to them to see what they're capable of. They can just go off their numbers. Is it fair? No, but that's the reality of it.
Well, I will talk from my perspective. What I saw was that when Mackenzie had questions, when she was stuck on a subject, she would come to me and ask me, and I would have no idea. Be it calculus or some of the reading comprehension, she would ask me questions, and the questions were designed such that they would want to trick you or have you answer a certain way. So I just told Mackenzie I didn't know, and so she was able to reach out. Usually early mornings, afternoons, late at night, via text message or some of the email. And
or even after classes too. I was able to. They would help me out before or after if I stayed later. And they helped me out with my schoolwork too. So they would sit down and we would go through the problem and they would teach me step by step what I needed to do.
Yeah, so I would say that the instructors really were it wasn't just a 3-hour classroom. You have access to the instructors, but it was really the duration of the class where she could reach out with questions and get that answer. So it really was more than just the classroom time where the instructors were available to help.
We have a very personalized approach. Like I said earlier, for me this is not just a business or not just teaching, it's my calling in life. So I'll make sure I'm available if the student needs something. We have students texting us questions and we text them right back. All the students have my cell phone number, my wife's personal cell phone number. So we provide that, and we make sure the students they get what they need when they need it.
Maya Prep had a very good curriculum for the kids and for my daughter. So there was initially a base test, and I'm big on measurement. If we can measure it, then we can measure whether or not she's progressing to the rate that she needs to take the SAT. And so having that first base test really gave us a baseline for how she progressed. Every week during the class, there was feedback on how she did with certain chapter tests, on her homework. And so being able to measure her success week over week was very important to me, and that was what we were looking for. And ultimately, that's what we found, is that it was pretty accurate as far as her taking the test. The feedback that she was receiving was fairly reflected in her scores at the end. So it was that constant measure that really sold me on the program.
I really enjoyed it. It's very interactive, and the learning, just the way that they structure things, it's really informational, and it helps me with my schoolwork too.
The program's curriculum was honestly exactly what you'd see on the actual SAT. There were so many questions while I was taking my test. It was like, I remember learning this. I remember him writing this question on the board. And it was just really made it a lot easier to not be doing busy work, to actually be doing work that you can apply when you're taking the test.
As a soccer coach at Nationals, we see many kids that are on the path of playing soccer at a very high level, and to match that academically is very important. College coaches are looking for smart kids. They want kids with drive, and putting in that extra work and knowing that their GPA is high, knowing that their SATs are above average, just puts an extra asset on their resume for sure.
We do the concepts, we do questions right after that. We put everybody on the spot. We'll call the students by name and ask them to answer. And even if they can't answer, we say that's okay. But we would then say, think about, let's say this question was in front of you and you are giving the real test. How would you answer, even if you don't know? So that's the kind of strategies we ask them to build.
This program helped me with the SAT. I was in one at my school, and they were like just trying to get you a point higher. This program wanted you to get 200 points or 300 points higher. And it's the studying and the homework, and it just really helps, and it helped my score.
We also know traveling athletes, they're traveling across the country. Some weekends they're not here. So we let them join the class through Google Hangout. It's like a live video chat where we see them, they see us, they see the screen, and we put them on the spot just like they were here.
When we talk about endorsing a program that's a fit with our college athletic, our college preparation program, we want to make sure that we vet that program and that organization properly so that we're not pushing our kids in a direction that's not beneficial for them. So after meeting with the owner of Maya Prep, watching them in action, seeing what they provide each prospective student athlete, and most importantly, looking at the actual metrics and what was gained by each student who took the class, we realized that this was a great opportunity for our student athletes to be offered a program that would benefit them in every academic way possible. And choosing to endorse them was an easy answer at that point, knowing that what they provided each one of our members, each one of our club's players, each one of our organization's players was something that would benefit them long term in not only their application to college, but preparing them for the actual educational experience of being a college student athlete.
And that's what excites me the most, seeing these students week over week, seeing them succeed. And even if I can make a small impact on their lives, I think my job is done.